This is the Worship Team Training Podcast with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. Now, here's your host, Brannon Dempsey.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Worship Team Training Weekly Show. I'm Brannon Dempsey. Great to have you here at worshipteamtraining.com and also WTTU.co. How is everybody doing today? We have our fantastic guest, Kevin Nichols, is going to be coming on in just a moment to share his heart. And also, as we are talking today about surrendering the heart and getting rid of the ego and all that kind of stuff. We're going to jump into that in just a second. So how are you guys doing today? It's been great. This is our Tuesday show, as said, and it's been a while. You did not see a show last week because I was on vacation, which explains the tan lines that, are kind of present. But we're glad that you're here, and I'm just trying to get back into it all. I miss you guys. Matt, what's up on Periscope? Michelle, what's up on Periscope? All of our great friends. Hey, if you guys would, please do us the honor and favor of swipe and invite. Let everybody know what's up. Facebook Live and Periscope. Please do that. Thanks so much. You guys have been fantastic, and thanks for hanging in there with us as Barry was at the helm last week, holding the fort down and pumping out the great shows. Thanks so much, Barry. And we had a lot of Tim Carson vocal stuff going on last week, and this week we have other things coming up. You want to be sure to get this Thursday on our Thursday training, Matt Lockwood from across the pond. Matt, I think, is watching right now. So Matt, what's up? And Matt was with us about probably 3 months ago, and Matt's just an incredible friend, worship leader over in the UK. He also has a website called 101 Worship, 101 Worship Team, and I'm sorry if I'm getting that mixed up. Matt can better clarify that, as well as what we're going to be doing. Yeah, Matt, thanks, man. He's up here. Matt's going to be sharing his devotional book that we're going to be also featuring on our site as well. And just an overall, just a great dude. I can't wait. So be with us this coming Thursday. Also, so that's our Thursday show. And by the way, if you are not enrolled, worshipteam101.com is what it is. Thanks, Matt. worshipteam101.com. Great dude. All right, so here's the scoop. We have a lot more stuff coming. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Paul Balash interview that we did 2 weeks ago. If you are a member, you saw it. And just in case, if maybe you did not catch it, we have it on replay. And all you need to do is go to the link that I'm sending you right now to become a member of Worship Team Training University. That's how you get the shows. That's how you're also going to watch great people like Matt Lockwood coming up this Thursday. And also, just to mention, we are working on another special, and I'm tweeting this out right now for you guys. Twitter and also Facebook Live, you guys are watching, so that way you get the links to what I'm talking about so you can sign up to be a university member. We had 3 more people over the weekend. Thank you so much for joining the program. And we have a pretty good solid number of folks already in the membership of Worship Team Training University. So just to kind of highlight about some of the things that you get. I mean, we do this show free. Abigail, what's up? Thank you, Abigail. Awesome. One of our students here in our mentoring program. And one of the things that you get free like this is Tuesday. Now, our Tuesday show is just a free show that we do with local worship leaders like Kevin here. And we talk about topics of worship leading that are relative to you. And you guys write us in, you Snapchat us, you follow us on Twitter, Instagram us, and PM, and let us know what's going on. And we put that on the show. It's just that easy. But the bigger half of this, which is really the more half of why we created this university program, is so that we have guys like Paul Balash also working this out right now. Stu G, we're getting him on the program. Crystal Lewis, Brothers McClurg, who was last on as well. And then Tim Carson. These guys come in on a Thursday, and they actually share their heart of the same topic. So we got 2 different perspectives, but also what you get, it's not just that. You also get the full 700 articles that we have released on our site. So you're getting 700 articles, you're getting all these videos, plus webinar training once a month, and you get free books and free downloads, as well as we're coming up with a brand new video training series that I am just excited. And if you've been following us on Snapchat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it right now, but it just involves me at several different instruments and teaching you on music. So if you want to get in on that and the new series that's coming up, all you need to do is sign up to become a member today. We have special incentives out there. Heck, you can also try us out for free for 14 days, and we got that link up there as well. So we invite you guys to try out WTTU.co. Look at the video. Hope that you like it. Let's move on. We got this. Tim Carson, who I just mentioned. Tim Carson is a fantastic, fabulous dude. Teaches vocals. He's been with Willow Creek for years and years. Worship Leader Magazine. And he runs a website, as you probably may know, it's called vocalartistry.com. And we had him on a Thursday training, and I'm tagging him right now. We're going to have Tim back this coming date on the 21st June. Coming up, that's like, what is that, like less than 2 weeks away? Tim is going to be talking about how to put back the artistry within our voices and also the confidence and how we lead vocally in worship. What are things that we can do to help inspire our vocal team? So you can't miss that. That's going to be a special webinar. And if you are a member, it's free. If you want to just pay a la carte, it's $35 for the webinar. And I think we have a special right now for, it's like $10 off. So if you want to get that, go to the links that I just put out there. You can see it for yourself and it will take you right to it. Other than that, let's just move on because we have so much to talk about today. It's driving me crazy, and probably you because you're getting tired of hearing me talk. I want to introduce to you a fellow student of ours here in the mentoring program. Also, he's been a worship leader for years and years. He serves in our military armed forces and the Air Force. We've had him on a couple times already. Plus, Kevin is the brand new, what's up, Bradley, on Periscope. Kevin is also the brand new recipient winner of our worship songwriting contest that we just got through announcing the winners just this past June the 2nd. And it's awesome to have him. So everybody, please welcome back to the show, Kevin Nichols. How are you today?
Hi, doing good.
Good, man. Congratulations again on your win of the song.
Thank you. Very humbled, very surprised. I was very appreciative. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet, man. Well, we enjoyed it. And we just say thank you again for all the other contestants who put in their songs and also our judges who slaved over the work and going through each entry. And we wanted to say if you guys did not get a chance to get your song in, don't worry. We have another one coming up, another contest this fall. So be on the lookout. We'll send you the updates. Kevin, wow. So tell us so far, about the song that you wrote. Tell us the background of the song, where it came from, and we're going to get into the rest of our topic, but we just want to hear a little bit from you so our folks can understand, more about the song God gave you.
Sure. So it got a really funny story, actually, with it, too. Leading worship every week, and I would say every other week or so we do a baptism, maybe twice a month or so. That's about right. And so we do a baptism at our church. Either it's someone like one of our young kids coming to Christ wanted to get baptized, and in this particular day, as we were getting ready, I think it was on April 3. I was getting ready to play. We were about to start worship actually, and our pastor, what he usually does is goes through and talks about the process of the baptism with that person who's going to get baptized that day before we start worship. And it was a mom, and she came up with her little son. And as the mom is trying to listen to our pastor go through well, this is what you're going to do, and her son says, "It's a bath, Mommy," and her just trying to concentrate on the pastor. So she said, "No, it's not a bath, son." And it hit me at that moment, and I just kind of smiled and I looked at the son and said, "That's the bath of eternal life, son." and my pastor just kind of, his eyebrows looked up and he kind of looked at me and he said, Is that a song? That could be a song. And so I just kind of, the song's called Baptize Me. And that's with the first line of the song, let me be washed in eternal life. That's kind of where it just started off right from there. And so I was like, I'm going to write that song. That was about a year ago, I think, when that initially came around. So, and so here it is to fruition. So it's been a great process to write that song.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we really appreciate that. I mean, the lyrics really spoke true, and that's what it takes to write a really good worship song. I mean, there's a lot of things mechanically that you put into a song to make it work, but I find that the lyrics, of course, the lyric has to be there. It's got to be strong. It's got to be biblical for people to remember. So your church, you've been doing the song now for a year in your church. And so what do you plan, or what has God laid on your heart to do with this song?
Definitely just to kind of put it out there and see where it goes. I have a heart to write more music. I've been really kind of trying to write more and more for the last 4 or 5 years or so since I've been here in Germany with this church. And I just want to write those songs. It's just in my heart to kind of overflow into music, and I just want to write these songs and put them out there and see where they go. So I've kind of started that process and entering contests like yours just to get a feel for what people think and if this is where God's leading me. So
yeah,
I want to follow that up. And so as I continue to follow worship leading and to better myself, to be a better servant of God and His music, I just want to continue that path and write more. So I'm going to start putting out an album. Working on a debut album with that song, and then I've got more ideas of just like some worship albums. So I got some ideas that they're coming out. So I gotta put in the song and put them out there to see what happens.
That's awesome, man. Well, it's exciting to see how God has really fueled your fire and turned your engine over. So awesome stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and guys, speaking of, if you're like Kevin, you're a songwriter, maybe you have written a lot of songs, maybe this is something that's new to you and you want to get into it, I highly recommend John Chisholm. You're waiting for it, right? Of Nashville Christian Songwriters. John Chisholm, you got to check this guy out. If you're a songwriter, you need to go to Nashville Christian Songwriters. I put that in there, and I tagged him in Facebook so that way you guys can check him out. He has an awesome way of helping you seasoned young writers to develop your craft in writing and to really take a hard look. He's doing some awesome, incredible things. We're going to have John later on this year, but I just wanted to put that out there for him and for you guys to find him. So, John Chisholm. Let's jump right into, excuse me. Let us jump right into our topic. Pardon me. A heart of surrender. I just got back from vacation, so all the allergies are still kind of floating around. So sorry about that, guys. Sorry, microphone. The heart of surrender. What does it mean for you as a worship leader to give it away? I mean, I was talking this morning on Snapchat about how often we pick at our team and we talk about the things that are not there. Maybe we get a little bit jaded because things don't go the way maybe we would like it, or we see something in a person that either we wish it was another way or we don't approve or whatever. But instead of looking at those fireworks, what are you doing to celebrate the fireworks within people that are already there that God gave you? That's the question. So, Kevin, can you tell us about your church? Like, you're in a transition mode right now. And you told me before coming on the air today that, you're transitioning from Germany now to the States to Tennessee, and you're having to raise up your leaders and for them to carry that torch. What is it like for you as a leader to give that win away? It's kind of satisfying in a way, and being in the military, I think that helps me. It helps all leaders in the military, I think, because we're trained to also teach those around us and mentor those around us so they can pick up the torch and run with it, because there will be maybe a day you won't be there. Like, you have to go deploy the next day, short notice. You have to leave on an emergency leave or something, and then someone's just going to have to go, and they're not going to have training. So in worship, I kind of take that same idea, and I'm always constantly communicating with our team and letting them know kind of week to week what's going on, and we all kind of do it together. Who's going to be gone? Who's doing what this week? And then sharing with them ideas, or here's a new process. We simply went paperless a few months back, and so that was kind of a process to go through. We talked about it and had meetings about it and things like that. So it's just a process of communication, I think. And then so when it's time for me to go, those people can just continue on and keep the worship smooth and going for our church. Yeah, awesome. So tell us more about you have team members that maybe think to themselves, yeah, but Kevin, maybe I'm not ready for this right yet. And it's kind of ironic that you say that because they're all in the military. You got to be at the ready. But there also still is a part of people where on the inside, something still says to them, yeah, I'm there, but yet I'm not there yet. How do you encourage your folks to cross over that line?
I give them, I just basically give them that encouragement. I tell them what I see in them. For many of our members, like you
and we cut out. So sorry. Let's wait for Kevin to come back. I think we're just having an internet interruption right now. So let's just see if he comes back. But speaking of that, I just asked that, guys, of you guys are watching right now, Periscope, Facebook Live. Let us know what is going on in your team. Who is it that you have that maybe you feel like, yeah, they need to step it up, but they're a little bit intimidated? What can you do to help them cross over that line? As we're waiting for Kevin to come back on the live feed, sorry about that. He may actually have to be ringing back in, but we would like you guys to comment. So please go ahead and do so. In the comment box in that window, just type in. Let us know. What are some things that you're going through that you see within your own team? Guys, gals that just need to cross over that line, and maybe they're right there. They just need that little bit of boost of encouragement. What is it for you? What is that like for you? We got some guys coming on right now on Periscope, and so thanks for that, you guys. Yeah, it's totally more about, how do we speak into our team to encourage them? And I'd love to hear from you. So go ahead, let us know what's up. Facebook Live, same thing. And as we do that, and just kind of talking about, what are some things that we can think of for our team to encourage them? I love the way Matt put this in his article, A Heart of Surrender. And this is, if you're a member of Worship Team Training University, you can see the article right here. Matt talks about the story of Joab, and he talks about how Joab fought against the people. Joab sent messengers to David. Joab was the messenger, and he said, basically, he was the one that tried to give that encouragement to David so that David can be the winner, and not so that it can go to David's head, but basically it was kind of like Joab's responsibility to encourage what David had to go through and how David can rekindle the win. And so that's really what it's about. So as we were talking about that so far, Kevin, and we had you off for a second.
I'm back if you can hear me.
Yeah. And so we were talking about the story of David and just kind of filling in until you arrived here. And we're trying to get a better sense of, what is it like for people like, let's say, Joab and David. You have a Joab who is the encourager to David, and in a way, you're like that as a worship leader to the people that you lead. So I was asking you the question, what is it like when you have that person or, that's just about to cross over that line, they're not quite there yet. What do you do to help them to cross that line where they're confident and they can do this role, and the victory is like right in sight?
I give them those opportunities, and I meet with them regularly. Try to find out where they're having that struggle. It's always going to be something, whether it's I don't play the guitar that well, or I just don't sing that well. We actually had one of our members on the worship team that didn't like to do any kind of solo work or do a special song because they were just kind of to themselves, and they just didn't want to do something publicly, but they had a great voice, and they could even play guitar a little bit. And so we just encouraged that person, say, you can do this, and maybe do something with them. So we actually would play a song together and said, let's do this together,
Yeah, I find that to be a very helpful way too. Michelle, thanks so much, Michelle. Acknowledging efforts being made, no matter how small, you can increase your team efforts. Thank you for that, Michelle. Awesome, yeah. Lovely. Abigail says here too, I constantly encourage those to step out in faith and offer one-on-one help also. That's what you said, Kevin.
Yep.
I think there's gold for us. Let's just say, guys, don't ever think that it's below you to take time and stop and say, you know what, I'm going to take 5 minutes out of what I'm doing and sit down with the drummer. Instead of complaining and saying, well, they don't get it, that's just wasting time. Sit down with them. And I love what you said. Just go through it with them and say, hey, let's try this together.
Yeah, absolutely. That's perfect. Yeah. I'm always willing to. There's several times. It also helped that I used to live right down the street from the church too. But I have a key. Anytime anybody wants to come by, it's like, hey, let's go meet on a Saturday. Let's go through this song, this music before Sunday. Let's get together ahead of time. Doesn't matter how many times it takes. Let's just keep doing it until we feel comfortable, and this person or you feel comfortable leading it. Let's do it. There's sometimes I don't feel comfortable leading certain songs. There's just some songs that just don't work for me well, that I don't sing well or something. I'll give it to somebody else. How about the ladies sing this song this time? Or we have everybody on our team can sing really well. So how about let's let this person lead, and I'll just play this time. I'll lead everybody into the song, and then let somebody else sing it. And so those are great ways to give somebody else the win as well, and give them the confidence.
So what does it take in a person for you to say, I want to work with this individual, I want them to succeed? What is it that the things that you look for within a team member in order to help them to become successful? That's a great answer, Kevin. So anyway, that is kind of a stump question. The feed we're getting from Kevin is slowing down. Again, guys, thanks for your patience. This awesome, humble man is talking to us from Germany. So we're wondering what's going on in that country with their internet. But regardless, it is a good question. That was something that I thought about myself this morning. What are some qualities that there he is?
I'm back. He's back. Germany internet, man. You just can't be.
I was right, wasn't I? I was right. I'm not always right, but that time.
Not your fault. Yeah.
No, it's all right. So what are some characteristics, things that you look for within a person that you want to help them become successful? And when I mean that word successful, I mean successful in meaning the excellence of Christ, walking in the spirit of humility. That kind of excellence is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And again, we lost him officially. So anyway, that right there, my friends, is your technology at work. But hey, we thank Kevin for being on. Kevin's going to try to pop back on in a second. But I want to continue this conversation with you because I find that this is the real deal when we talk about trying to locate good, authentic team members. I mean, what are some things that you look for? So I'm asking you, Periscope, Facebook Live, and again, you guys listening also on our playback on audio, iTunes, thanks so much for your patience as well. So I think we got Kevin back. Let's try Kevin one more time and let's see where he is. So let's do this a third time's a charm, Kevin, third time.
Right.
So tell us now, what are some things, I want to get rid of this right here. What are some things that you look for within your team members that you want them to succeed? What are some things that you look for within your team members?
Their heart. I think that it comes straight from that. You can tell in someone right away that if they have a heart to lead and they're just in the right place. I think that's the first thing I look for. Yeah. And I think it just shines. It shines in that person, and you know this person has got what it takes, and they're gonna be able to be approachable and a servant leader.
Can you give us like a testimony story of a time where it was maybe rough to work with a certain individual, and then after time of just encouragement and prayer, all of a sudden you just saw them blossom? Can you give us like a moment of what that was like for you?
I can't actually think of a time where it was difficult.
Well, I mean, and what I mean by that is it is difficult. I mean, when you have different personalities on the team, and there is the struggle. I mean, the struggle. Even Paul Bolas, that was on 2 weeks ago, said it too. The struggle is real. So
yeah.
So yeah, it's okay. I mean, we're
No, yeah, I've got something that I just thought of. It's actually something that was kind of an undertaking was when our drummer, he's also our youth pastor, came up with this idea of a worship night. And I think we had talked through it a little bit too when we were doing the mentorship program. And it was all his idea. It was kind of like his God-inspired plan to let's outside of Sunday worship, let's have a night where we just praise God, we sing songs, and what is this going to look like? And so working with him and then pulling together not just the worship team, but other people in the church that were interested in participating. So we brought in some new personalities, and then we had to practice music together and really define what that night's going to be about. We really kind of wanted the spirit to be free and just to lead, but we just didn't want to be like, hey, let's show up and sing songs either. We had to have some structure to it. So to kind of work through that structure with everyone was a process. And even we got our pastor involved as well to say, what do you see this being? Being, the main leader of the church, we wanted to get his input and say, what do you see out of this idea? Great idea, but what do you see? What do you expect? And he gave us a lot of great direction too, that we should have, obviously something as like an altar call. We should talk about just what's hurting in the church right now, whether it's something personal or the state of our United States or whatever. Tough in the military these days, and so we wanted to recognize some of those things, but then still recognize God as sovereign and God's in charge of all of this, and He knows exactly what's going on, and He's got the plan. And just lift that up in prayer. So we wanted to have some corporate prayer time and then some personal prayer time as we just play some music and just play it soft and just maybe have small groups, have the deacons maybe lead some small groups in prayer. And so we had to talk through a lot of that stuff. And so there was definitely some trying times, some personalities back and forth to say, I've got this idea. Where does that fit in all the brainstorming? And well, I've got this idea, and that kind of clashes, but let's see if we can work it, because we had no idea. We're just kind of following the Spirit of God and kind of seeing what is this going to look like for our church. And it turned out to be a great success. We've done 2 of them, and they've continued to grow, and people love them. So I guess that's kind of an example too, where just to kind of surrender your own thoughts and I'm not really jiving with that person's personality, or I don't really like that idea. Or, maybe someone's like, well, I kind of wanted to be in the spotlight for that. You have to, as humans, we got to kind of surrender that piece too. And so there's a lot of kind of give and take there to not only surrender to pastor and whoever is in the leadership roles.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thanks, man. And thanks so much for your time being on today and sharing your heart. It's awesome to hear about what God is doing within your ministry, in your church, and also the way how He's moving through you as you head back here to the stateside. We can't wait to have you, man, in Tennessee. So
I can't wait too. Better internet too.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll. But the Germans are great friends. So
absolutely,
it's not their fault. It's whatever their service is going through. So we pray for all those in Germany who are probably going through the same thing right now. But Kevin, thanks so much for being with us today, and congratulations again on the song. And also, we look forward to having you back in our mentorship program as well. He's going to be doing second semester, so that's cool too. So, Kevin, thanks again for your time today, man.
All right. You're welcome. Thanks.
Awesome. And guys, if you too are interested in becoming a mentoree within Worship Team Training, all you need to do is go to worshipteamtraining.com/mentoring. We have an 8-week program just for you. It takes 8 weeks. We do a 2-week after that, kind of like a review kind of thing. And Kevin's been through it. Abigail's been through it. A lot of people have been through it. And we're just excited that we can offer that to you. Even if you want to try it out for free, I'll give you a free session for 30 minutes just to get to know you, where your heart is and where God's leading you. And we'd love to find out more about what he's doing in your life and how we can help you get where he's calling you to be. All you need to do is go to worshipteamtraining.com/mentoring. And it would be great to meet you. Also, you got the links right here to become a member at WTTU.co. That's your web address, WTTU.co, to get more content like this. But hearing from people like, coming up, we have our great friends that have already been on the program, Paul Balash, and also who do we have last? Rick Muchow, a lot of other guys, and just excited to hear their hearts. But what I'm really looking forward to is Matt Lockwood this coming Thursday. So you don't want to miss Matt. Matt's going to be sharing about his testimony and the things that challenged him that nearly drove him to a stop. You got to hear the rest of his story and what's going to be coming up this Thursday. And you can find that at WTTU.co when you become a member. Also, we have the webinar with Tim Carson coming up on the 21st. And we have more guests coming. Stu G. We have our new video series coming up. Also, we're going to be putting up our workshops on the WTTU site. Woohoo! Because a lot of you guys have been waiting for that. We have a lot of other great stuff happening, so we can't wait to share it all with you. And we thank you for sharing your time with us today and your attention. Thank you so much for being connected with us, and we love you guys, and we want to give all the best to you and everything that we can here at worshipteamtraining.com and WTTU.co. Thanks so much, Periscope, Facebook Live, iTunes, Spreaker, all of our good friends. We love you, Kevin, and we'll see you guys back very soon next Tuesday on our Worship Team Training Weekly Tuesday show. Love you. See you guys very soon. Bye.
This has been a Worship Team Training broadcast and digital production with your host and training director, Brannon Dempsey. Worship Team Training provides live workshops and online resources to help inspire, create, and transform the leading of worship. We'll see you again right here on worshipteamtraining.com.